A potential artificial intelligence bubble, the dot-com bubble, and the railway bubble in the 1800s. Today, I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by Fortune and written by Will Daniel titled, "AI is effectively useless, and it's created a fake-it-till-you-make-it bubble that could end in disaster, veteran market watcher warns." The author of this article talked about all of the hype surrounding AI these days. He then went on to reference James Ferguson, who is the founding partner of the UK-based macroeconomic research firm MacroStrategy Partnership. This individual said, "AI exuberance has created a concentrated market bubble that's reminiscent of the dot-com era." He said these historically end badly. Here are my thoughts. I agree with this person to an extent. I believe AI may replace some jobs, but also create new jobs. I believe AI will be a game changer in the long run, but I think it has a way to go still. I also agree that it is reminiscent of the dot-com era. Let me explain. During the dot-com era, there were dot-com companies that changed the way we communicate and the ways that we shop. They were either profitable or they would go on to become profitable in the future. Then there were countless companies that just decided to hop on the hype wagon and promote themselves as a dot-com. Some of these stocks skyrocketed in value after an IPO, and it made no sense. I knew some of these companies would never be profitable, yet I watched some of these stocks rise in value day after day. Just when I thought they couldn't go any higher, they did. It defied all logic. Eventually, the bubble popped, and the aftermath was devastating for a lot of investors. In the past couple of years, a lot of companies have been jumping on the AI bandwagon in a similar way. A company can come out in the news and talk about something relating to AI, and their stock increases. Getting back to the article, the author referenced James Ferguson again. He talked about how large language models have a tendency to invent facts, sources, and more, which may prove to be a more intractable problem than initially anticipated, leading to far fewer viable applications. He said, and I'll quote, "AI still remains, I would argue, completely unproven, and fake it till you make it may work in Silicon Valley, but for the rest of us, I think once bitten, twice shy may be more appropriate for AI. If AI cannot be trusted, then AI is effectively, in my mind, useless." Here are my thoughts. I tend to agree that there are some problems with AI. Like I said earlier, I think it has a ways to go. It still needs to be perfected for some applications. Note I said some applications. I have to say that because I know someone will jump in the comments telling me how AI is perfect for certain types of applications, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I have to wonder if and when the air will start coming out of the AI hype bubble. It happened really fast during the dot-com era. If you weren't an investor back in the year 2000, then you wouldn't believe how fast and hard some stocks dropped. Many never recovered anywhere near their highs. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. One commenter said, "AI is still in its infancy. Eventually, there will be significant breakthroughs and even huge leaps in its abilities. But at the moment, it's still rattling around in its crib. One thing is certain though, for better or for worse, development will proceed." The next commenter said, "The analyst is 60 years old. When is the last time he did actual work besides delegate? I used ChatGPT as a data architect to finish 8 days of work in 4 hours. If it can help software developers be more productive, it can do wonders in other industries." I'm going to share my thoughts about this comment. Like I said earlier, AI needs to be perfected for some applications. I have used ChatGPT-4 in the past. I asked it to write me different songs about various topics. The songs were not very good. In fact, I noticed some similar themes between them. They weren't anything like a human would have written. This is an example of how AI needs to advance further. Getting back to the comments, the next person said, "Robo-taxis are only in controlled environments. Still a lot of work to do. I'll be impressed if a robo-taxi can navigate New York City traffic." The next commenter said, the dot-com bubble was a real bubble, but companies that built off those innovations have carried the S&P for 20 years. AI is real. There is an AI bubble. Both can be true. There will be winners and a lot of losers. Here are my thoughts about this one. I'm not saying AI is a bubble, but I do believe there is a lot of hype surrounding AI. I do agree there will be winners and a lot of losers in the AI space. Some companies will flourish while others won't. In a way, this reminds me of the railway mania in the 1800s. The Bank of England cut rates in the early 1840s and set the stage for a railway bubble. Back then, stocks could be purchased with a small percentage down. The middle class jumped on the opportunity. Back then, railway companies promoted their businesses in newspapers to investors, often with a lot of hype. The railway bubble didn't end well, just like the dot-com bubble didn't end well and the housing bubble in 2008 didn't end well. What do you think about AI? Do you think it is overhyped? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. There are some companies that may have needed a little more hype. I read an article today on Yahoo Finance put out by Business Insider and written by Philip DeMott, titled, "Companies are going bankrupt at the fastest pace since the pandemic." As per the author, a historic surge of corporate bankruptcies is hitting Wall Street, with this year's volume of filings already above levels seen in the past 13 years. This is according to S&P Global Intelligence. Here are my thoughts. While this sounds ominous, this year's total number of bankruptcies rose to only 346. The author indicates these corporate bankruptcies are due to high interest rates, supply chain issues, and deteriorating consumer spending. Well, we don't have high interest rates in my opinion. We simply don't have artificially low interest rates anymore. The supply chain issue excuse has been used for far too long. If it was early 2020 or early 2021, I'd believe that one more than I do now. I do believe there is deteriorating consumer spending. Many people can't live paycheck to paycheck and are relying on credit to survive during this period of high inflation. Life is getting difficult for a lot of Americans. Therefore, they have less money to spend. Some have had to cut back to essentials. There's something else I want to mention about this article. I don't think we've seen anything yet regarding corporate bankruptcies. If our economy takes a turn for the worse, I think the numbers cited by the author could be blown out of the water. But that's just my opinion. What do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.